What's going on, people? Spotify, Apple Podcasts, we are here. I'm ready. I'm ready. We are live. Welcome to episode 50 of the Chris Miles Show. If you notice that we did not open the show up today with any music, that's because we're coming from a new city, new concept, but all of that stuff is in the work. But we are officially back. To everybody wanting to receive the Chris Miles Show, you can find us on Spotify, which we are live right now on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, iHeartRadio, and Spreaker, excuse me. Also, we are streaming live through Facebook. Today's topic of what we are talking about is child support, how it is unconstitutional and it's fraud. I'm sure everybody out there hearing my voice have known someone that has been on child support, or maybe even you have been on child support. I don't know. But one of the things I do know is that child support has affected a lot of people. Okay? So we are live, and we want to welcome everybody into the show. I'm looking at everybody for a feed. We're not amateurs at this, so. Mr. Producer, we up? Okay, so yes, we are. Okay, all right. Once again, welcome everybody. We are live, Spotify, on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, iHeartRadio, and Speaker. Or wherever you receive your podcast, we're up. Today we are talking about child support is fraud. I'm sensitive about this issue because in most cases, most situations, men are affected by this very topic. We have some statistical data that we're going to bring forward. Okay. And if anybody find themselves in front of a so-called judge, there are some things that you should ask that so-called judge. Okay. What most people don't realize about child support is you're being sued. Okay. That's the whole gamut of what's going on, is that you are being sued. Mr. Producer, you got anything you want to?
No, man. Pretty much just here. I got to pay $2,500 child support every month. That's why I was late today. I had to pick up 2 extra jobs to make ends meet. So I'm, real curious on to see how you can help with that, or how you can, I'm not saying that, I don't want to take care of my child, because I take care of my child, very well, but just to ease the blow, you know what I'm saying? And just, to get more, information or, because, it's no reason for me to have to pay that much.
Right. Well, this is the thing. We're not in here representing.
I'm not an entertainer, you know what I'm saying? I'm not a professional athlete. I don't do none of that stuff no more. So, just because I succeeded, you know what I'm saying, that don't mean I should have to pay all that money for my child. Because I had my child most of the time. Not trying to, say anything about my baby mama or nothing like that. But you know what I'm saying, quote unquote, I think the funds are being
misrepresented.
You know what I'm saying? I don't think they,
Well, this is the thing. Okay, so we have a video.
Because I'm sorry to interrupt. Because I'm just saying it's a real sensitive subject. Because it's pretty much like I pay her to for me to keep her. You know what I'm saying? And I just
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? I just want some answers.
So let me say this, Mr. Producer, pertaining to the matter at hand. Like I say, all of us know somebody on child support. Even I paid child support for 10 years. Later to come, well, actually, shit, it was longer than that. About 13 years.
Damn.
Come to find out, the kids wasn't my kids.
And you know the sad thing about that? Like, I don't know, I got a habit. I watch a lot of paternity court. I don't know why. I think the judge, I think she was beautiful on that TV show. But I watch it a lot. But it's crazy because the women, they can put a baby on somebody. It's not theirs necessarily. And they'll go on years. The guy, he's happy, elated that he's, in his child's life. And 10, 15 years down the line, he found out that the baby ain't his. And nothing happens to the mother. She don't have to pay the money back. You don't. It's hard for the father to even try to begin to get the money back. Man.
Yeah. So
DNA test at birth. It should be a law.
yeah, I so wholeheartedly agree with you. We are going to bring out some information pertaining to child support. But before we do that, can you bring up a video?
So 84% of child support providers are men. We're told that it's in the best interest of children. Well, 90% of all homeless and runaway children are from fatherless homes. And 71% of all high school dropouts, 85% of children with behavioral disorders. Children of fatherless homes are 68% more likely to abuse drugs and 4 times more likely to live in poverty. So it doesn't benefit either parent, and it certainly doesn't benefit the children, so who's it helping? Turns out that the powers that be are under contract, all 50 states, to enforce Title IV-D of the Social Security Act in exchange for federal incentive funds. In other words, states get paid to make men pay. So they benefit from this issue. Neither parent or child does.
Man.
Women and men are against each other on this issue, but it should be men and women. First, yeah, stay hungry, my friends. Never thirsty.
Damn.
So people, once again, states get paid for putting men on child support.
So you're saying that in my case, the mother is not getting all the money?
No, she's not getting all the money. Once again, people, this is very critical. And this is what we do on the Chris Miles Show. Once again, welcome to another edition of the Chris Miles Show. This is episode 50. Find us wherever you receive your podcast. Exclusively right now live. We are on Spotify. We're on Apple Podcasts. We are on iHeartRadio. We're on Spreaker. We're on Google. Okay? Or wherever you receive your podcast. And I know a lot of guys out there starting podcasts, but I've been doing this shit for a grip. And my shit is out here. All these other, what was the guy named? Joe Budden?
Yeah, Joe Budden.
I take pleasure in seeing, excuse my language, motherfuckers fail at this. I've been doing this shit for since 2014 when podcasts wasn't popular. And the whole thing of it is now is I have established a name in this. And I'm monetized, but not only am I monetized, I'm also, my content is distributed through these various conglomerates that I mentioned. But back to the issue at hand, child support being unconstitutional. The federal government give the state incentives for how many people they can put on child support. That is very essential and critical, people. And that constitutes fraud. The the Supreme Court has validated and stated that child support is fraud. Now, you have another video, Mr. Producer, that a sister is talking about what? You have that one available? We need to bring this. This is something that this is something that needs to come out, and this is something that needs to change. Because the essence of what this is fraud. That's what it is. I mean, ain't no getting around it, man. All of this other stuff that people are, these young men out here. And let me just say this. We are not out here doing this for men not to take care of their responsibility. If you lay down with a female and you impregnate that young lady, it is your responsibility to take care of your kids. That is the problem today. We got all of these guys out here creating babies, and they're not helping the mothers with the kids. They're turning the kids to the goddamn streets. This is why you're seeing so many kids in the prison system, or so many kids, our kids, that are now homosexuals. That's the whole point of what this is. The whole gamut of this thing. And I know I'm going to step on some toes, but I personally don't give a shit about stepping on toes. That's what we do here. We step on toes. And we give people the remedy, the solution to the problem. You saying what you need, you don't have that video?
You can send it, send it to my Facebook so I can put it over.
I don't know if I can do that. I will attempt to.
Yeah.
Anything you need to say while I'm trying to?
No, I remember. I just remember listening to y'all guys, chop it up about, this subject, and I know a couple of guys that you actually helped to pretty much eliminate the middleman, to where the mother and the father, they took control of the situation, and they came out with a contract with each other
Right.
instead of the courts being involved.
Right.
Which I think that's how it should be, because that's a mind blowing statistic that the parent isn't getting the full percentage of the child support. The state is, you know what I'm saying?
So once again, say that again, because that's very essential. That is very, very essential. So all again, what is that again? The state is what? Hold on. It should not be called child support. It should be called state support.
Right.
And the reason why it should be called state support, because the states are getting the bulk of the money. This whole thing, man, is a scenario where the states are benefiting for how many men that they can actually put on. I'm gonna read something to everybody here shortly. I'm actually looking for a link that I need to You can get it?
Yeah, I'm gonna get it to you. I'm gonna get it.
So I'm going to what I'm going to do to people is I'm going to attempt to make some phone calls to some people that I've actually given them information that provided them information that helped them to get rid of their child support. Now, let me just read something. This is what I want everybody out there to do. I'm going to provide you the information so that you know that child support is fraud. All right. It's called Title 4D. Is a federal law found in the Social Security Act of 1975. And in the section, it categorically states that every state in the U.S. could have a child support enforcement program. Once again, people, categorically, it said, let me go back and I'm reading. Title 4D is a federal law found in the Social Security Act of 1975, and in the section, it categorically states that every state in the U.S. should have a child support enforcement program. The federal government funds these programs. Okay. So, people, what you all need to know, that right there within itself lets you know that there's something going on behind the child support. It is called Title 4D. Okay? All states have this. This is also a part of what's called the Social Security Act. Everybody gets Social Security. When you get Social Security is called a benefit and its privileges that you get. This is the shit that they jam people up on is when you get in trouble, you either going to get in trouble under what's called subject matter or persona. Okay. And one of the things that we see going on in the court system today is the fact of a lot of this stuff is tied to this, what is called Title 4D. All right. Title 4D, once again, is funded by the federal government, and it's pushed down through the states, and it operates based off of how many men that they can actually put on child support, and that within itself becomes unconstitutional. And so, for any man out there that's hearing my voice, if you go in front of the matter of fact, before we go there, can you bring that video up, producer, on the okay, all right, I'm sorry. All right, hold on. Okay, let me finish. So for anybody that has to go in front of a judge, you should ask them about Title 4D. Title 4D.
Title 4D.
Right. Matter of fact, you might be able to pull it up on the computer. It's called Title 4D. Once again, Title 4D is a federal law. Title 4D is a federal law found in the Social Security Act of 1975, and in the section, it categorically, states that every state in the U.S. should have child support enforcement program. The federal government fund these programs.
video whenever you're ready.
Okay, yeah. So to bring clarity to Title 4D, we are going to bring up a video, people, pertaining to the subject matter of what we're talking about. Go ahead.
Good morning. My name is Teresa Andrews. I'm a child support hearing officer. I'm not a judge.
They are lawyers or qualified professionals the state Supreme Court has appointed to hear child support matters. A child support hearing officer is not a judge.
That is very important. A child support officer is not a judge. Now, once again, I am not bringing this information out there because we are looking for deadbeat parents. This ain't what this is about. But anybody out there working their hands to the bone should not be subjugated to this bullshit, man.
I'm just saying, I think, not to mean to cut you off, but the father, the two parents should be able to come to some type of agreement. If the father's not going to be around, or the mother doesn't, if it doesn't work out, the two parents should be able to have a contract between each other.
Exactly.
Stick with it.
Right, exactly.
Because, it shouldn't. I'm saying, how y'all have a baby, but somebody else get paid? You know what I'm saying? It's a middleman mediating, and they decide who get the percentage of the child, or who gets full custody or joint custody, or whether you can see your child or you can't see your child, how much you got to pay. That's pretty deep, man.
And this is the other thing. Exactly, Mr. Producer. This is the other thing, right? All of this stuff here is because of the birth certificate. You might as well just hit it and bring it up. All of that is because of the mother signed the birth certificate, which makes her an informant to the state. And when she becomes an informant to and for the state, this gives the state operational control over the mother and the kid. So that simply means, Mr. Producer, I could go out here and I could simply say, Mr. Producer is not taking care of his kids. I could go to a detective. I could call DHR or the sheriff department. So the sheriff department is going to come out to your crib, knock on your door, come in, and all of this shit could be a fraudulent connotation that I came up with, right? Come out here and investigate. I said, well, he ain't got no food in his home. But whatever they determine, or if it's a 10% fact of what I said, they're going to take your kid out of your home and put your kid in foster care based upon a lie that I said. All of this is because of the birth certificate. Mother signed her child over to the state. I tell people all the time, you need to stop operating in the public and start to operate in the private. You have rights. What people have to understand is all of this stuff that we are part of moving forward has got so discombobulated that most people don't know or understand their rights. That's the problem.
Right.
We don't know that these people work for us.
Yeah, that's how it was in the beginning.
Yeah, exactly. So the thing is,
The government had to ask the people.
they had to ask the people. Now we're asking the government. The shit, what people don't realize, this shit is upside down. This is the thing. The kids today, right? You have, in most case, right? If a mother, I want everybody out here hearing my voice to think about this shit, right? A mother out there that has a child, if she's getting any benefits from the state, okay, she is told that she cannot have a father in the home. Do you know how damning that is?
It's crazy.
So somebody that could give a child guidance, somebody could give a child direction and be there for that child. Discipline, right. He's told or she's told that she can't have the father in the home because she's receiving benefits and privileges from the state. And what's fucked up about it is the state is the daddy. But guess what? The state is actually getting the benefits from the father. That's the big secret to this shit that people don't know.
That damn brother can't win out here, man.
And this has been the conduit that has destroyed black men. You see, let me say something. For me, I've been in the system. I went to federal prison, people, for 2 years and 4 months. And I said this shit when I came out of there. I told people, I don't lose, I either win or I learn. And the whole process is of this thing here, I tell people all the time, you have to get educated when dealing with the de facto system, because it's the system out there that destroys you. These kids that you see out here fucking up in the streets and all this stuff going on, they're doing it because there are no positive role models in the home. Let's take LeBron James. And I know that you love LeBron James. LeBron James, we ain't gonna talk about that. But yeah, granted, today he is the GOAT. But this is the thing. LeBron James had positive role models around him to keep him from turning to the street. But the people that was around LeBron James saw the talent that he had. They saw something in him. So guess what they said? Shit, this kid, dad ain't in his life, but we got to keep him from going to. So Mr. Producer, just let's imagine how many LeBron James out there today in the black community that get fucked up because they don't have that setting around them, that they get turned to the system. I saw a lot of black kids. I'm a former educator myself. You feel me? So I'm seeing young black men being pushed through federal prison for a fucking .38 pistol. I saw a black kid get pushed through get 15 years for a goddamn .38 pistol. And the kid was a student at the University of Michigan. They gave this kid 15 fucking years for a .38 pistol. I saw one kid.
Damn, he ain't killed nobody?
Listen, man. They gave him 15 years for a .38 pistol. It was alleged that he was selling marijuana or whatever other drugs they couldn't pinpoint him. But the fact is, when they got a chance to bring him, they brought him. I saw another black kid that when I was in transit, he himself got caught with a 9mm bullet in his pocket. He got 60 months.
Damn.
5 years for a fucking bullet.
Man.
Both of these young black men were good kids. Very intelligent, very astute. But there was no black father in the home. We would talk about this shit before lockdown. And these kids took a liking to me because I was a father figure and a role model to these kids, these young black men.
Gave him some structure.
Yeah. Most of the ones that I came into contact with told me, had they had the structure, that wouldn't have happened. I met another kid out of Chicago, right? I've shared the story with you many times over, Mr. Producer.
Yeah.
I met a young man out of Chicago when I was in Louisiana. This young man say he ended up going to a total of 13 schools in 1 year because his mother was getting evicted and put out of her home. The father was on what? Child support, right? So the father just disappeared. They couldn't find him anymore, right? And then he was hidden, missing payments and all this other stuff. Hell, he wasn't making it. So the young man told me he started hustling. All right. He got his mom a house. He got her BMW. He got him a Mercedes. He was able to take his brothers out of public school, put them in private school. Life started to look up, right?
Yeah.
One of the guys that he had that was his lieutenant, as he told me, got caught up. Went back, wired, and all this stuff, set him up. He got jammed up. Just so happened, he's out now. But the point is, he also took a liking to me. But he shared with me the story of, and he showed me a picture of his mother was beautiful, man. I mean, she light-skinned black woman. She had a nice body and all this stuff there. So they were going to these homes to get off the street because in Chicago it's cold.
Yeah.
He was sharing with me how guys in there would, want to have sex with his mom. A lot of the guys did. His little brother would have to get up, go to the bathroom. He say he got a jug, a milk jug, cut it, and told his little brother, "No, you just pee in this. I emptied in the morning," because he didn't want his brother to get up and see another guy in there having sex with his mother. Man. This is the stuff how we live. Man. So imagine had not government gotten involved. These kids, now they had different daddies, but imagine a good guy could have got in there and been the conduit to raise these young men. So basically what this kid did, because his mother was out on the street, he turned to the streets.
The damn son.
And guess what he told me?
He was the son husband.
He was the son, but he told me he was
He had to take care of his mom.
He had to take care of his mom and his two little brothers.
Right.
He told me he was an outstanding football player.
Yeah.
So what I'm saying is government fucks up shit, man. That's the whole point.
They trying to put a stop to a black man growth before he.
Hey, well, it ain't just black men. Yeah, right. But primarily it's us. Matter of fact, bring that video up once again where the brother is talking about, because this here becomes the central reason why the game has to change.
So 84% of child support providers are men. We're told that it's in the best interest of children. While 90% of all homeless and runaway children are from fatherless homes, and 71% of all high school dropouts, 85% of children with behavioral disorders, children of fatherless homes are 68% more likely to abuse drugs, and 4 times more likely to live in poverty. So it doesn't benefit either parent, and it certainly doesn't benefit children, so is it helping? Turns out that the powers that be are under contract, all 50 states, to
Powers that be
Title
under contract.
4D of the Social Security Act in exchange for federal incentive funds. In other words, states get paid to make men pay, so they benefit from this issue. Neither parent or child does. Women and men are against each other on this issue, but it should be men and women. First, done. Stay hungry, my friends. Never thirsty.
So the powers to be have are under they have the states under contract. So there's a solution. There is a solution to this problem. There's a solution to the problem. One of the solutions, what you said, Mr. Producer, what you said between the mother and the father should do what?
They should be adults and they should construct their own contract.
Construct your own contract. This is what people have to understand, right? Everything in here operates based off of contract law. We have what is called maritime. Okay, people? Y'all listen up and y'all listen up to what I'm saying. We are under what's called contract law. The courts are there to handle disputes. All right? That's what this is. The courts are there for disputes. When a man goes into a setting with a woman based upon child support, it is a dispute. What you should do, or what you could do, man and woman, is you yourself could come to some type of conclusion on settling the dispute yourself. This is the remedy to the fucking problem. Let me finish. Hold on, let me finish. This is the fucking solution to the problem. What you should do is, instead of running down there to a system that's going to fuck both of you all because...
That was what I was going to say.
Go ahead.
I'm just saying, you let the state get involved, the man automatically going to lose.
Right.
The man automatically going to lose. The woman, she got home court advantage. She done got spotted 50 points. She got a head start. She going to win. She going to win every time, even if she unfit. She going to get the child. She going to get the money. A man has no chance in court. Period.
So the point is, this is what I want to say. All right? This is what I want to say pertaining to the issue at hand. All right. So what the two parties could do to have the child, what you could do, because like I say, the system is going to fuck you. What you should do is, you and the opposing party could come up with a contract, okay, between you two. All right, I'm going to pay X amount of dollars. I'm going to get the kid this time on this date, or I'm going to have the kids this week. Next week, you're going to get the kids. You draw up the contract and have the contract recorded, and you abide by the contract. And guess what? They're out of it. So this means that how much money did the system get, Mr. Producer?
I think it said...
Was it 60%?
I think it's 40. I think the parent only gets 62%. And for them being the middleman, they get, 48%?
48%.
So I'm saying, what about the men and probably, one or two women that's on child support? How do we stand a chance to get,
Well, you don't. And this is the thing. Right here where we are in the state of Georgia, right? This is what I want to say. Women get children, or they get the children. They can go and say, oh, well, I ain't got no place to stay. They're going to put them in a 2-story house. They're going to get $1,200 worth of food stamps. Now, all this stuff is going to the woman. Right?
Right.
So she going to win. You and I, me and you, Mr. Producer, we know a woman. Let me just say this, people. This is a cap right here. This is real cap. This is some cap shit right here. We know, me and my producer, the person that's behind the content that you see, okay? We know a young lady right now. She got 3 kids by 3 different daddies. Each one of those daddies are paying her over $600 a month child support for 3 kids. One of them is paying $800. So we got 6 2 times, 8 1 time. Remember, it's based off the salary. Okay? And guess what? She get over $1,000 in food stamps. And she's getting $1,800 of disability herself.
She ain't got to work no more.
So she don't have to work. The responsibility is on the kids. And one of her kids is getting a check himself. For what? ADHD. See, this is what we're talking about. This is the benefit of a lot, and these mothers know this. They like I said, like the brother was saying in the video, there is an incentive for the states. This way, there's an incentive for the mother to go to the state and for the state to put the kids on child support, and the federal government gives everybody a complete kickback based off of this. So you give me the logic of behind this situation. And what I'm saying is, people, the solution to this problem is attempting to come up with some type of contract between you and the opposing party based upon what you all are going to do, what's in the best interest of your child, providing that you are no longer with, if you know, the father and the mother is no longer together. What I'm going to try to do, people, before we get ready to close out this show, and I'm enjoying it because, like I say, we're putting valid information out there that people need. I'm going to try to call somebody. See if this person picks up. Hey, what's happening? Listen, I'm glad you picked up. I don't need you to put your name out there because I don't want people to know who you are. I'm live doing my show on Spotify. We're live. But the topic is we're talking about child support. Okay? Can you hear me?
Yeah, I am.
Okay. We're talking about child support, right? And once again, we're live on Spotify, and me and my producer in here. But this is what I want to do. I want you to tell the many people that's listening. I don't know. I'll find out later how many people actually tune into it, right? And I'm not trying to put you on the spot because you're not going to put your name and your information out there, okay? But I want you to tell these people out there how I help you with your child support issue.
So basically, it started off with the birth certificate, helping me with that first. So I got that process done, authenticating my live birth certificate. And once I did that, I got the secured party creditors.
Yes.
Paper done.
Yes.
And a few more other documents. Got them all probated in court. And they right there pulled me out the system to where, they asking me, to pay child support, but they can't take it from me because there has been, we didn't sign any contracts, and they know that I don't have to give them my signature.
Right. So people, you all are hearing it from somebody that I did some work for. Once again, I'm not an attorney and I don't give legal work. I don't do legal work. But what I'm telling you all, the court system is based off of contracts. And you have a valid right, people, to not contract with these people out here. That's the whole process of what this shit is. And you're fucking yourself in the process. And
that's basically what I did. I didn't agree to the contract, didn't sign it, so I'm in the flip. So, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you're hearing it from somebody that was introduced to me by somebody, and we talked, and I told him exactly what to do. And this is why I'm telling you it is essential for people out there, like my producer is saying. You ain't got to go through a system that's going to fuck both of you all. And that's the whole point of what this shit is. Hey, appreciate it. I'm gonna call you off the air. If not, then I get with you sometime this week, but we'll talk. But I appreciate you. All right.
All right.
Yeah.
All right,
So
Wow.
go ahead. You got something to say?
Wow. No, I was just listening. Man. Wow. That's some pertinent information right there. I wish I would know that.
Yeah. Well, but it's not too late. It's not too late. And that's the thing. That is the thing. What I'm saying. And this is why, like I say, we're talking about this today on the Chris Miles Show. Once again, we're live Spotify, Apple Podcasts, iHeart, Google, Spreaker, and we are giving people the remedy to fixing a problem. Did I ever send the stuff over? We're getting ready to close, but did I ever send the information over to you about one of the things that they can do in the process of going to hold on, let me send you this. I don't know if I did or not, but
Hey man, while he looking for that, man, I seen this episode of Paternity.
it's coming to you.
This guy, I think he got locked up for, I think he did 5 years. They locked him up for 5 years because he didn't pay child support. And when he finally got to court, and they took a DNA test, turned out the boy wasn't even his.
Wow.
The man did 5 years for a child that wasn't even his, and the mother just walked away. Nothing, no penalties, no slap on the wrist, no, my bad, bro, nothing. 5 years of this man's life gone. The child that wasn't even his. It's devastating.
So, and that's the thing, man. Like, so these not like the woman said that she wasn't even a judge. She's just somebody that's constructed to hear the argument. So all of this shit is unconstitutional. But the point is, they are destroying the father, the mother, and the children's life for profit, man. Bring up that, and we're gonna get out of here for the day.
Document?
Yeah, it's a document.
I see it.
And this is, I'm going to say this, and we're going to close out for the day, people. And you'll be able to reflect back on this particular show. And you can always go back and hear episode 50 of Child Support on wherever you receive your podcast. It'll be there. But let me know when you have it up. You there? You got it up?
Yeah.
Okay. So, for anybody that goes in front of one of these supposedly judges, this is what you're going to ask. You're going to ask for a summons and complaint, proof of injury in fact. Who was injured? Where's the injured party? Proof of service, default, judgment, order. Those are the 5 things that you are going to ask about. So to prove they violated my rights to due process, I had to know what they filed against me. Here's what I asked to get a copy of and why. Once again, summons and complaint, proof of injury in fact, meaning who was injured, how were they injured, proof of service, default judgment order. Those things there, if you're ever in front of somebody pertaining to this matter, that's the subject matter that you need to ask. And in closing, you have anything you add before we shut out or close out this?
Oh no, man, I'm just happy to get this information, man. You know, especially hearing that guy on the phone. You know, saying how you helped him and got him out here. So yeah, I'll definitely be replaying this and watching it again, trying to learn something.
So one of the other things that we will do too, people, we're going to revisit this subject matter. And I know a lot of people out there probably working for the system are pissed off and angry and, might even try to retaliate. That's. But one thing out here I want you to understand that people have above every and all things out there, you have what's called free will. That is given to you by God himself. Correct, Mr. Producer?
Hallelujah.
Okay. And that within itself changed the game. People understand something. Without consent, there is no law. Once again, without consent, there is no law. So you have to consent to them fucking over you. I gave you the remedy. Everybody enjoy your day. It's been fun. We'll see you guys next Sunday. Sunday will be our time that we come in here to the Chris Miles Show and we give you guys information to change your life. I went through hell myself. Okay? So, we got some other things coming up that we are going to be talking about on fixing your credit and banking and all of this other stuff. And what you can do to start to change things for the better. We also, in closing, we're going to be going back in to talk about the new currency that they're getting ready to bring forward. Anyway, everybody, enjoy your day. Remember to escape the matrix. And as I always say, the moving finger rights has written moves on. To all of you, good day.